Hello, this is Bernadette Perez, and this is my social video blog. My understanding of cultural humility is basically humbling yourself. It's moving simply just beyond being aware or being culturally woke. It's actually, you know, it's like acting. It's actually action. It's doing physically something, or, whether it's physically talking, research, doing something to find out the difference of cultural differences. And it's a lot of self-reflection and criticizing, because it's a lifelong process of, becoming, being cultural humility is just like, culturally aware. It's something that, that you know what's going on. There's different cultures, but actually being culturally, humble, that's actually a self-long reflection. And in 1998, to address the inequalities of healthcare, two researchers or clinicians, Melanie Taravalon and Jan Mary Garcia, they actually coined the term cultural humility, and they developed it. Another thing is, cultural humility is a lifelong process of self-evaluation and self-critiquing. So you're always humbling yourself. You're going down to the bare roots. Also, another thing is, Taravan and Marie Garcia in 1998, they explained that the recognition of power dynamics and the imbalances gives, the people the desire to fix it, and also to hold institutions accountable. And that's one major thing that I want to talk about. It's not only about fixing the dynamics, it's holding, the facilities, these institutions accountable for their actions. The next question is a Bible verse that supports importance of cultural awareness and humility and social justice. One Bible verse that is Isaiah 1:17. Quote, "Learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, plead the widow's cause," unquote. This is the most significant verse in the Bible for me, because it's basically about social justice and humility. Especially in the world that we're at. If you look at social media, you look at the media on TV, news, the environment of what's going on outside. We're in we're having a struggling time because of everything that's going on. Black Lives Matter, racial inequality. This is what's going on in our country today. And what boggles me is that quote, okay, what we learn is that Jesus loved all his children, regardless of anything. And he teaches us to do the same. So us as Christians, we have to love all the children. And if we sit there and judge somebody based on their culture, that they're not the same as us, they don't look the same, they don't act the same, they're not the same religion, that is us not following in Jesus' footsteps, because he loved all his children, and we need to love our children, no judgment. So I think that Isaiah 1:17 is a great verse in the Bible, because it is about justice. It tells you, seek justice, correct oppression. An action that I would like to develop and demonstrate cultural humility with my clients: I plan to research, collect materials, utilize the technology, design instruction, design plans, design therapeutic plans, design any like anything that can represent these communities or these different cultures. You basically immersion in it, because that's the only way that you can come from a level of understanding, is immersion. So if you don't immerse in that culture and you don't have no experience, how can I properly, counsel you? So that's one of the things that I would do. The next question is an action that I would take to advocate or engage in social justice for a client population. One major action is, I have to be aware of my worldviews, my own views, my own values, and always self-reflect, always self-criticize. In a sense, I want to develop positive attitudes towards cultural difference. So obviously stay within the positive mentality, and Instead of looking towards the negative parts of cultures, different cultures, always the positive influx. And also, talk to the clients, find out how cultural, with their culture, if they're immersed in their culture, and if there's certain practices that you're not aware with. The client is a very good, tool to use. If you gain knowledge through different cultural practices, worldviews, developing skills, communication, and interaction becomes easier across the cultures. So, another one is I want to systematically, I want to work and basically actively working to identify and address systematic inequalities for racism, institutional racism, etc. Being biracial, that holds a thing to my heart because, at this 2020, it's a little late, to be still fighting. You figure the civil rights was in the 60s, that, the Civil Rights Act, that we would by now not be still dealing with the same systematic oppression and the systematic racism that, happens in our world. But like I said, thank you for listening. My references will be printed on the thing. And my last question would be ethical principles regarding humility, awareness, advocacy, and social justice. Ethics are everywhere. When you are a counselor, every choice that we make is infused with our values, with our ethics, personal, professional beliefs, and everything that we do, from, how you run your house to how you run your office. So ethics just don't show up when there's a problem. They're there all the time. And these principles by the ACA or by your state board, they help you navigate the system. And, our principles basically, the clients first, and, you have to be, aware of what's going on, aware of different backgrounds, aware of different, different cultures. So thank you and have a great day.